Planet of the Apes has, 40 plus years of history. What were sort of the challenges in terms of sort of reimagining and rebooting the series?
I'm very aware of the franchise and the mythology. I grew up with it. It's of my generation. It's the Star Wars of my time. But when I got the script, it was a script that stands on its own to such an extent that I read it and I thought, this is just a terrific story. It's an origin story, which is ironic considering the story is the origin of the species in terms of what the story we're telling. So I felt like in many ways that was really liberating for me because it gave me the opportunity to do something that perhaps other films in the franchise hadn't done.
Sometimes you look at something and you're like, why did they remake that? Or why did they do a sequel to that? I mean, if you have a good idea, then I feel like just do it.
Nothing is sacred, but at the same time, I think you have to obviously be respectful and true to the mythology, because otherwise why are you actually telling the story in the realm of Planet of the Apes?
You have to present your own version of that. It's all of our, very subjective takes on it, and hopefully we somehow meet the expectations of the audience. But when you're playing a role, you can't think of it from the outside. You're just embodying it physically and psychologically and emotionally.
Our version of Planet of the Apes is not as fantastical as the previous films because it takes place in a world we recognize, and the way that the apes gain their intelligence is kind of much more believable.
The science is the springboard for our story. Once we've jumped off that platform, we're into a movie, basically. We're into a story that is supposed to be thrilling, is supposed to be a summer blockbuster.